At some point, hopefully, enough patriots will have the guts to stand up and tell the truth and say the quiet part out loud. America is no longer safe. There's always been elements of danger in different places, but at no time in my life have I ever seen this level of danger to women or Jewish people. I would highly recommend, if you're not in the state of Florida, do not go out unarmed or unescorted after dark at any times, because the jihadis are here. They're here, and they're joining forces with Americans who have a very ridiculous, myopic view of what the Bible says about Jews. And these two forces working together are going to make the heartland of America an incredibly dangerous place. And it's already starting. I've got proof in this video. You don't think so? Love to have you over Patreon. We've talked about this over there extensively. And I really had to pray about doing this video here at YouTube in public, but I think enough people need to see this. If you'd like to support us over Patreon, we got 4 different levels over there. We've got hundreds of videos, lots of topics, mostly psychological operations, but sometimes we talk about things that just can't be discussed here. And if you do pledge over there, things catch up with you financially and there's a problem, fully refundable, first 90 days, no questions asked. God bless all of you who've already done that. Thank you so much. Let's get right to it. Let's get right to the story. A couple of years ago, when everything went down in Israel, I made the statement that Patriot Nurse, amongst others, Lindley Oz, they weren't going to be safe even here in the heartland of America, because the jihadis were going to come here, and they're already here, and they're already operating, and they're making allies of people who hate Jews, not because they're Islamists, but because they're American worshipers of what they believe the great Fourth Reich would have been, the neo-Nazis. I even made thumbnails stating that at some point, even with Donald Trump's great peace deal, there's a huge population here in America that wants to blame the 16 million Jews in the world for every problem we have, even though the leaders of the 4 biggest banks aren't Jews. That's one of their big arguments. The Jews control the banks. Jews control the banks. The leaders of the 4 biggest banks are not Jews. There are billions and billions of Muslims, however, that are in charge of tens of trillions of dollars. But people want to ignore that. Who remembers way back when ISIS was in the news a lot, and the American kids that decided that they were jihadis and they were going to go over there and they were going to fight on behalf of ISIS and ISIL back during the Obama administration? People were like, well, that's their stupidity, especially the girls that went over there. Well, what happens when they come back? And that's what's happening right now. And I'm sure a lot of you are like, well, that's why Trump is closing the border. That's why Trump is closing the border. That's why we have... What if I told you that's not going to help? We might want to rewatch Homeland. And those of you that think the series Homeland, by the way, from a long, long time ago, there's some things in it now that have absolutely been prophetic. Claire Danes, Marina Baccarin, a lot of big names were in this. Homeland. This was a post from X that came down through my feed today, and it was something that I've been waiting for. This is from a channel called Apolitical. Jews have done nothing, giant air quote, all Jews everywhere, because they all conspire, all 16 million of them at the same time, have done nothing but blame white people, as if all white people are one thing, collectively for everything evil in the world for the past 1,000 years. There is no reason to judge them individually. See, this is a call to arms. To go after the Jews in your neighborhood, no matter who they are. Now, how many of you, here's a blast from the past, how many of you remember Jennifer Veterans for Truth? She hasn't put up a video in years. But something happened in Louisiana that should shock everyone out there. You know what it is? Man living in Lafayette, accused of taking part in Israel attacks, says he's innocent. Now, she already posted this earlier today. I'll give you the link to this. Hamas terrorist arrested in Louisiana. Here's the thing that should shock a lot of you. The guy who came here from Palestine, or wherever he came here legally. He didn't sneak across the border. He didn't come in through some surreptitious means or some huge. He didn't declare he needed asylum. He came here legally, and he was part of the attack, and admittedly so. They have documents proving it. And he's joined forces in Louisiana with these people, the anti-Semites in America, which is why I've said, you see, that they're not picky. I mean, it's, I guess, for them a bonus if they can find a woman walking alone and she just happens to be a Jewish girl, like the Patriot nurse. But they're not picky. How many of you have seen the story out of Sweden where the kid who raped the 16-year-old girl got off because the rape didn't last long enough? You see, over there now they have the rule that if it's only a serious rape if it lasts over 10 minutes. If it's only 5 to 7 minutes, then it's not a serious rape. And the kid walked. Because they're only punishing serious crimes. Don't take me seriously? Well, thank God Jennifer Veterans for Truth is taking it seriously. She's got a daughter, just got married. She's got 2 boys that she's worried about getting influenced this way. Better tighten up that shot pattern. Not her, per se. I'm talking about everyone else out there. This will get the job done anywhere you go. So, just saying. And what happens, and this is a kind of an allusion to our next video, with the government shutdown, everybody's worried about, the food stamps causing the food riots. What do you think is going to happen next? That's right, the prisons. They're not going to be able to pay the prison guards. Then guess what happens? See, everybody out there who's laughing about Trump keeping the government shut down, and yay, we're all for this, isn't seeing the long game. So, once again, let me be very clear. If you're a woman, do not go out at night alone, unarmed, or unescorted. I guess Jewish or not, but especially if you're Jewish. Or even if you're a Christian who doesn't go along with this idea of blaming the Jews for everything. Like this guy here. Makes the false claim that Jews have done nothing, as if all 16 million Jews living in the world everywhere all get together and are all on the one sheet of music. They have elections over there too. They have 2 groups over there in Israel too that disagree with each other. And there are Jews here in North America that agree and disagree with each other. In fact, if I remember correctly from one of Patriot Nurse's videos, pictured here to the far right, she had described a man named Leon Trotsky as one of the most evil Jews that ever lived. If I'm not mistaken. I think she said something like that. But the fact that there are now people in Louisiana who came here, who took part in the mass rape and violence attack against Israel, come here legally and are training with weapons. Jennifer Veterans Truth, thank you so much for bringing this to everybody's attention, that the man came here legally. See, that debunks your whole, well, if we just closed the border argument. See, that's always kind of been the thing. No matter, we have people who are native-born Americans whose parents are born here, and their parents are born here, and their parents are born here. And they're all sorts of different races. And they commit all of the exact same crimes in much larger numbers than the illegal immigrant community commits crimes. And Jennifer Veterans for Truth alludes to this, that a lot of those coming from South America, at least they come from Christian backgrounds with Judeo-Christian teaching and values. All perfect people? No, but neither are we? We're not either. Jews have done nothing but blame white people collectively for everything evil in the world for the past 1,000 years, which is ridiculous. There is no reason to judge them individually, meaning that open season. This guy is declaring open season on all Jews everywhere, no matter where they are, and they're going to start right here in the heartland of America. So I will leave it there. God bless. Pray for each other. Pray for Jen, Veterans for Truth, her children. Pray for the Patriot Nurse, Lynn Liaz, and everyone out there in harm's way. Pray for me, I'll pray for you. Lift each other up. Like, share, subscribe. I'll see you guys next time.